Hi everyone, this is Catapult, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough on how to install a Bitcoin wallet from bitcoin.org, how to install the Phoenix Bitcoin miner from bitcoin.it, and how to connect to Luke Jr.'s Eligius.st Bitcoin mining pool, and finally how to see your stats on that pool. So the first part of this tutorial, we're going to go at bitcoin.org, and from the main page you have download and Bitcoin 0.3.23 Windows exe. So we're going to grab that. And there's a little timer here, but download file. And it shouldn't be very long. Alright, after the file is downloaded, you run it. And it's going to install the Bitcoin wallet for you. The Bitcoin wallet is necessary to store your Bitcoins, because in the Bitcoin world there's no bank or anything like that to store your coins. It's just like putting money in your own wallet, except your wallet is on your hard drive. And this is what the Bitcoin wallet looks like. At first it can be a little bit intimidating, but it's very simple. There's not a lot of options in here. The most important part probably is your Bitcoin address. This is the address you're going to use when receiving Bitcoins. And you can go in your address book and you have your addresses that you can send to and the addresses you can receive from. If you click an address and go on edit, you can label it as you want. So for now we're just going to use Eligius mining pool as a label. Click OK. So then when you receive transactions, you know that if somebody sends to this address, it's your earnings from the Eligius mining pool. And if you want to use something else, an address for something else, you go in new address and you call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter, you can change it at any time. And here just created two addresses. And when you select an address in here, you'll see your Bitcoin address on top here changes. So we'll keep that one active for now, but that doesn't really change anything. So now that we're done with this page, let's close it down. Alright, so we have the Bitcoin wallet installed. Now let's install the Phoenix Bitcoin miner from bitcoin.it. This is the en.bitcoin.it entrance page. In the topic central, you have mining. And under mining, you have miners. And here are the different miners that are currently in use for Bitcoin mining. The most popular ones are probably POC LBM, Diablo Miner, and Phoenix Miner. Personally, for my video card, I find that Phoenix Miner does a better job, but I suggest that you try all the other ones and see how it works. If you don't have a new graphics card, you might have to go in CPU miner, which will not generate a lot of bitcoins, but it uses only your CPU. So for now we're going to go in Phoenix Miner, and the version 1.4 that's listed here is not the newest one, so you're going to use the link in references. And this is the post with all the information about Phoenix. The latest version is always here. So we're going to go in Windows binaries. And we're going to save it to desktop. And okay. Alright, so we're gonna close this page now that we have it, but in the future, if you want to know everything that's new about the Phoenix Miner, you can go to the last page and join the discussion about it. I'm gonna close this one, we don't need anything more, and we don't need this one either. So we're gonna go, we have the Phoenix 1.5 here. I'll create a new folder. And just copy this over. Alright, and just with this, the Phoenix is installed. It doesn't need more work than that. Alright, the next step is to connect to Luke Jr.'s Eligius.ht Bitcoin mining pool. And for that, we're going to use the guide that he created on his website. So you go to Eligius.ht, it's going to automatically open up the wiki. And you go in Getting Started, and there's a few warnings on top and stuff like that, but basically the current server is the S3 European server, and it's located at this address. And you have here the miner specific command line examples. So if you take Phoenix, it's this thing here. So we're gonna go back in our Phoenix folder, and we're going to create a text document, and we're going to call it Phoenix Eligius. That doesn't really matter. And in view, hide extensions for non-file types. Depending on your operating system, it can be located at other places, but you have to uncheck that because you need to rename this to a .bat file. And you right click it and edit, and I like to do a title that part doesn't matter much, but it's useful if you have different batch files running and you want to know exactly which one you're selecting. A batch file, what it does is it executes all the commands that you list in here in the old DOS mode or command prompt. And the command for this is phoenix.exe /u for username. And here is how you're going to tell it who you are, like who to send the Bitcoins to. So you select your address here, or you just click that copy to clipboard. You go over your address, you paste it in, and the rest, if you look in the Phoenix thread, it can tell you some other settings that can be useful or not, depending how new your video card is. Sometimes vectors is good, sometimes it's not. Aggression, that depends on how fast your video card is and if you plan to use it to do stuff at the same time. With my 6870 video card, aggression 7 usually allows me to still use the computer fine. And after that you save it and you close it and you launch it. Alright, now I switch back to my Windows 7 computer and I'm gonna execute the batch file that we created earlier. Put this here so you can see it, and connects to the server. You can see here this is how fast you're currently processing. This is how many shares were accepted, how many were rejected, and this is the information about the pool. Currently it's running as RPC long polling. Long polling means that once a block is found, the server sends you a message to say to stop looking for it and move on to the next one. So this concludes this section about how to get connected to the Eligius mining pool. Alright, now that we connected to the pool, I'm gonna mark it as done, and the final step is to see your stats on the Eligius pool at this address here. Artifact 2 is the guy who's currently managing the stats for Eligius, and he did a really great job at creating the graphs for it. And /3/ here means that we want the stats for the third server. There are two stats pages. The first one is for the server itself, which you can find at eligius.st/artifact2/, and this has the statistics of the entire pool. You can see currently the combined for all the servers, although only the third one is active, is 331 gigahash per second. You can see the current round and previous rounds, and you can see the top contributors. You can see on top in the address it's eligius.st/artifact2/server3/your address. And in this case, the unpaid reward for this account is 28 BTC, and the current block estimate, which is the money this person can expect once the current block finishes, is 16.74 BTC. And you have the graphs below where you have the amounts that were already paid and the unpaid reward, the current block estimate, the payout threshold, which is the red bar here, and the maximum reward, though currently that's not needed. And then you have the 15-minute hash rate average, 3 hour and 12 hours. And you have the recent blocks and rewards. So when the block was, the duration, how many blocks you submitted, your reward, and the status of the block. And after viewing the stats page, this completes our walkthrough. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I'll put in my address. If this was useful for you, please leave a donation. Thank you.